Hawkeye. We got The Witcher. We got Sex in the City. Believe it or not, guys, can you believe it? This is a crazy week. I'm so in love with this Sex in the City. Can you tell I'm lying? Cause I am. I am not the demographic. Why? Testicles. But that's what I say. But there's a lot of people out there who I'm not hating on it. I'm not a hater. I'm not a hater because I know it's a moneymaker. It's big. It's got a fan base. I know that I don't think my wife watches it. I don't think but if she does, she's such a Samantha. I don't know anything about it, but I know she's a Samantha. What about you? You said you had a chance to check it out.
Probably not the one you want her to be.
You don't know what I'm into. Well, no, why is that? Why is this? Does I not want her to be a Samantha?
So Samantha was the very promiscuous one.
You don't know what I'm into.
Many, yeah, okay. I mean, you and Daniel and your throuple there. I mean, hey.
We're a throuple couple.
Yeah.
Couple of throuples.
Consenting adults.
I don't know what you're talking about, officer. There's nothing but consenting adults in this room. I feel like I should have a cigar in my mouth while I talk about this. All right. You got to watch And Just Like That. What would you recommend? What talk me into it? Let's hear it.
Okay. So I watched the first 2 episodes. Okay. And so little background. I've seen Sex in the City. I wasn't an avid watcher. I didn't bleed Sex in the City. I wasn't gonna you're such a Samantha. No, you are. Or you're a Miranda and a Charlotte. No, I never did that. So I was never that deep into the Sex and the City culture, but it did greatly impact, feminism. I would say, yeah, I would. Then, I mean, between the books and everything else and just the way that we view women because of, how this kind of hit the world. And it did. It did hit the world in that way, and it looked at women as being sexual, being smart, being witty, being capable. So those things I appreciate. So now that I've said all of those things and said very positive things, let's talk about the show itself and the season. There's things that I liked about it.
Was that sound better? Was that
sure? Yeah. And
okay.
There's things that I personally could have lived without ever thinking about ever. So the plot was good. The direction of the show. How they modernized Carrie, and now she's doing podcasts as well as writing, because ultimately podcasts nowadays are
who isn't doing podcasts, right?
I know, but also podcasts now.
You froze for a second.
Doing a column
there you
paper
go.
where somebody's in for advice.
Okay.
Yeah. So podcasts nowadays.
Hold on one second. Hold on one second.
Column in the paper.
It cut off. It cut off.
Like that.
It cut off right when you said podcast nowadays, and then there you go.
So podcasts nowadays are like doing a column in the paper where you give advice or
exactly
talk about a topic. So that's ultimately what all of those columns really evolved into. And she was a columnist. So it makes sense. And so
is that why her narrations always start off with? I saw a montage of her going and just like that and just like that. Is she narrating? Is she doing that? She was blogging or something like that?
I guess so. I mean, but she did the narration in the old series where she would talk a little bit, and every once in a while she'd chime in and say something. Because ultimately it was about her life, and these characters were all, below subplots to her existence. I'm talking about Carrie. But anyway, back to the show. I liked seeing how it just picked up where you would expect them to be in their lives. They all looked great. What I don't appreciate is how people have dogged them that they look how they look at the age in which they are.
Yeah.
Women grow older, women get wrinkles. They looked fantastic for their age. They were beautiful.
I wouldn't kick them out of bed.
Yeah, you wouldn't recast somebody to play late 40s or 50s who's 29. That just doesn't work anymore. We're not stupid anymore. We're not going to accept that.
Right.
So anyway, I appreciated a lot of things. Mr. Big was in it. He and Carrie were still married. The thing that I could have. Oh, sorry.
I'm gonna be like Kevin. I'm gonna be like Kevin Samuels. I'm gonna need you to turn off YouTube in the background so I can finish my show.
No, my 1 hour do not disturb came off because we've been fiddle diddling around for so long.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, so back to the show. The thing that I could have lived without in the first episode, and this is to me, it was like something where I had to like wait. Mm-hmm. I had to take a break from it, and then I had to come back and watch it. Is when they did the this is spoilers, so anybody who's planning on
all you hardcore Sex and the City fans, earmuffs.
So this was a cringe moment for me because I just didn't need to think about this. So Carrie comes in, and after doing her podcast, and they talk about sex and masturbation, all that stuff on their podcast.
Of course,
she comes home to Mr. Big. And she goes and talks to him a little bit about it. And then she sits down on the bed next to him, looks at him dead in the eyes and says, I want to see you do your whole thing there. Okay? And then instead of going and making it a joke moment, which I thought it was going to roll off, be a joke moment and move on, he starts to do his little thing there. And then it becomes something else, and then it moves on quickly. But Lord, did I never need to see that ever. Like, I didn't need to see hand movements. I didn't need to think. I didn't need to say, I didn't need to hear him say, let me get some lotion. Like, he goes, I'm not 20 anymore. I need some, no, he said, I'm not 35 anymore. I have to get some lotion. You know, I don't want that. And that is in here now.
And the fact that the Zoom froze when you did this was perfect. Oh my God! Yeah. Do I need to watch this show just for the laughs? This is the cringe moment.
But the rest of the show was very on par. You know what you expect: a little bit of drama, a little bit of some.
I mean, I was thinking it got a little handsy. What's wrong with that? Little. I'm stalling because it froze again. But ultimately, I'll wait for you to come back. Ultimately, I don't know. I'm not the demographic. Like you totally talked me out of ever even thinking about wanting to see this.
I know.
Oh, there you go. You're back. I see you.
There we go.
I was saying ultimately you just talked me out of ever wanting to catch up with this show ever. I'm like I said, I'm more of an Entourage guy. I loved it when Entourage came and became a movie and stuff. That was for me, I guess. But I can appreciate what Sex and the City is and what it did. Obviously, I mean HBO, they know what they're doing. They're like, hey, look, it's time for another one, and people, I see the reviews. People were, I don't know where it's like rated at, like Rotten Tomatoes or anything like that, but there's the fans of it, they seem to have appreciated it. They wanted to come back and meet with their old friends here again and watch Mr. Big, go
dangling.
Go. I thought you were gonna say that the thing that everybody wants to that is where my mind went. The big spoiler. Did he finish? Never, but no, let's just forget about that.
It did not get that far, but it did start. And I didn't need it to start. Okay? That was the thing. Like, make a joke of it, but it doesn't need to, no. I don't want
Spoiler alert.
I don't want any of that. And it's nothing to do with how old they are, nothing like that. In general.
Something about Mary moment.
I don't need that.
It's like
that was meant to be comical. It was funny. This was like this serious and like kind of intimate moment that just grossed me out because I'm like, I don't want it. I don't want that.
It's like there's a time and a place for that, and it's called the hub.
Called behind closed doors, and never let Sarah's little precious eyes see shit like that again.
Like Sarah's innocent little virginal eyes. Oh gosh,
I just wasn't prepared. I guess like it maybe if I would have expected it to be like a little bit raunchy or like have something like that, I would have been more mentally, emotionally prepared. But I was not.
Here we go.
That was it. No, that was it. That was all I had to say about it.
Oh, okay. I thought we were getting to a code red. Okay.
No, I was just ill prepared.
All right. So, well, guys, if you want to check out Sex and the City and I think it's on HBO Max right now, right? Go ahead and check it out. Mr. Big's looking for you.
Mr. Big's making big movements.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah, he's looking. Yeah, the one-eyed monster.
Big things happen.
Obviously. He said, "I was not ready for that."
I just wasn't. I wasn't prepared. Like I had no expectation of something like that to happen, and there it was.
And just like that,
we're moving on.
I thought you were so close to a code red. She was. I had to throw it. Look right there. I had the lower third right there waiting for you. It was there. Man. Okay, you bet.
I mean, code reds are like full rants. This was definitely a cringe moment where I'm like, like sheesh, like why, like.
All right.
Our supporters help make all this content possible, so make sure you check out our Patreon page so you can help us bring you the content you want.
Push the pedal to the freaking metal. I'm turned up just like heavy metal. Yo. Turned up on another level. Push the pedal to the freaking metal. I'm turned up just like heavy metal.